Tonight on CTV News at 5.
It's a one-time top-up, basically, for anybody who might be experiencing some insecurity.
Cold reality, rising heating costs hit home for many Maritimers.
It's a brand new area that's a welcoming point to Mi'kma'ki.
Art at the airport, Stanfield International connects travelers with Mi'kmaq culture.
Even just a crumb can do significant damage to your body.
And gluten-free living, a Nova Scotia student provides celiac support with her innovative platform.
And it's a cold night ahead, but at least the strong wind will have eased by Saturday morning.
Live from the Maritimes News Center, this is CTV News at 5.
Good evening, happy Friday, and welcome to CTV News at 5. I'm Maria Penopalis. Thank you for joining us. First at 5 tonight, the heat is off. When temperatures drop, the price to warm your home often soars, but not everyone can afford the fluctuation. From turning up the thermostat to throwing on an extra layer, as CTV's Hafsa Arif reports, many Maritimers are forced to choose between comfort or cost. Hi, Hafsa.
Hey, Maria, it is a sad reality for many Maritimers, which is why Salvation Army has a heat fund now open for the season. It's offering emergency help to households in Nova Scotia struggling to stay warm. At a time when every bill seems to be rising, one monthly charge hits hardest: heat.
This is an emergency fund. It's called the Heat Fund, the Home Energy Assistance Program. It's a one-time top-up, basically, for anybody who might be experiencing some insecurity.
Meant to help people pay off their heating bill. The program launched its 2026 intake just days ago, and demand arrived instantly, with over 800 applications in less than a week.
The heat bill comes, and it doesn't matter if it's oil, propane, wood, electricity, natural gas. You know, if you cannot pay that heat bill, then that fund is there.
Families say every winter dollar matters.
Every single time, it's you look back on the month before and how many kilowatts you used and whatnot, and you're wondering why the math doesn't seem to be adding up, but it's because the prices keep going up.
Some are stretched thin. Others who budget find they're no longer able to do so, especially with estimated bills still circulating.
Having to plan for what you think it might be, and then the invoice that you get, the estimate that you get can sometimes be jarring, whether it's too high or too low, and then you think you're better for that month, and then your budget goes out the window.
Even households doing everything right, like cutting back, upgrading, and sharing the cost, feel the pinch.
We try to not overuse the oil. We also have heat pumps, so we try to use those when we can. So given everything that we do, it's always a little surprisingly higher than expected.
And his latest bill was $1,200, an amount difficult to take on alone.
Having a partner that also works, I think, makes it way more affordable. And yeah, I couldn't imagine trying to take care of it by myself on my salary with how much it costs every month.
The heat fund can offer up to $400 per household, depending on income and family size. And as previous winters, $1 million has been set aside.
We can help with the assistance, of course, with the funds from the government and Nova Scotia Power to help keep you warm this winter. Then that's what we want.
So as mentioned, eligibility varies by salary and household size. Income thresholds range from $27,000 for a single person to just over $65,000 for a family of 5. Maria?
Well, that's really good information. Thank you, Hafsa. CTV's Hafsa Arif for us in the news center this evening. I have a feeling the Salvation Army is going to be getting a lot of phone calls this evening to sign up. All right, let's head over to the anchor desk now, where Todd Battis is standing by with a look at the headlines. Hi, Todd.
Hi there, Maria. And the maritime seafood industry is celebrating Ottawa's new deal with China. It means a 25% tariff on lobster and crab from our region will be dropped on the 1st of March. Industry experts say the tariff has cost Nova Scotia about $400 million since it was imposed. We'll have reaction at 6. We're getting some insight into how the forestry industry in New Brunswick is doing. A letter sent from a wood marketing board to the provincial government shows frustration is building. CTV's Laura Brown has that letter. She'll have the details in your newscast. As we close out the week, the prices at the pumps have gone up across the region. Among the reasons, political tensions around the globe. We'll hear from Maritimers and maybe get some sense of when the prices might go back down. Let's bring in Kaylin Mitchell. Well, the temperatures have been going down and the wind has been going up.
Yes.
The better part of the afternoon, pretty much everywhere across the region.
Yes, we went through the day. That wicked west wind kind of took over, high and gusty winds, and bringing in colder air off the continent, bringing those temperatures down. So now most areas in the Maritimes, except for a few holdouts in the very easternmost area of Nova Scotia, mostly parts of Cape Breton, are now back below zero, and Cape Breton will follow shortly over the next hour or two. Let's take a look at those winds. We're seeing widespread sustained winds between 20 and 40 kilometers per hour, except higher than that around parts of the Atlantic coastline of Nova Scotia. There are, of course, stronger gusts being reported, many of those gusts in the range of 50 to 70 kilometers per hour, except some peak gusts getting up near 80, and in some cases now, exposed areas of the eastern shore of mainland Nova Scotia near 90 kilometers per hour. A gust at 90 right now being reported at the weather station near Canso. And because of those gusts reaching 90 kilometers per hour, a wind warning has been issued for basically eastern half of Halifax County, extending up through Guysborough County and across Cape Breton. Now, the good news is the situation with the winds will be improving as we move through this evening and tonight. They'll be easing through that period of time. In the meantime, though, those cold winds have also kicked up some areas of flurries and snow squalls. And some of these snow squalls are coming across in some bands through the central part of Nova Scotia right now and towards northern areas of the mainland of Nova Scotia, as well as a few parts of eastern New Brunswick and up in the Cape Breton Highlands, and reports of poor visibility in these squalls due to those high and gusty winds. That situation will improve as the winds ease, and again, that'll happen as we make our way through tonight. We have a lot more to talk about in the forecast, though, and I'll be back just a little bit later on. Maria.
Thank you, Kaylin. We'll see you a little later on. Right now, though, a crime study this week reveals the majority of Canadians have been targeted by scams. The data from the Angus Reid Institute found more than 4 in 5 Canadians say they have been contacted by scammers online or over the phone. And 30% of those people admit they had money or personal information taken from them as a result. Canadians who are 60 and older are nearly twice as likely as those between the ages of 18 to 29 to report falling for a scam.
This is something that's happening pretty widespread. It is not just you that's getting those phone calls and those text messages and those emails of people trying to attempt to take your money and or potentially your personal information. That there are a lot of Canadians who have experienced this the last couple of years.
In 2024 alone, Canadians lost more than $638 million to scams, but that total only increases cases reported to the Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre. Authorities estimate just 5 to 10% of fraud is actually reported, meaning the real losses are much higher. Anyone who has been targeted is urged to report it to police, their bank, and the Anti-Fraud Centre. All right, it is time for our very first break here on CTV News at 5. Stay with us. Coming up next, we put the pieces together in this story. More than 1 million Lego bricks clicked to bring these animals to life. This is at the Discovery Center. We'll show you how it all took shape next.
Enjoy an unforgettable evening at the 2026 Inspired Gala and Auction February 18th in Halifax. Celebrate Special Olympic athletes, coaches, and volunteers, featuring special guest Loretta Claiborne. For tickets, visit specialolympicsns.ca.
Welcome back. A new attraction is about to open at Discovery Center, as CTV's James Morrison shows us. Over 1 million pieces of Lego came together for animals' superpowers.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Brown. I'm the Manager of Marketing and Communications at Discovery Center, and we're here for the newest exhibit, Sean Kenny's Animal Superpowers Made with Lego Bricks. So there's over 1 million bricks here in this exhibit. You can walk around and see how many bricks are in each display and how long each display took, so that's really cool. It's from the artist Sean Kenny, who is from New York and based in Amsterdam now. He's done this for over 20 years, and he has 4 traveling exhibits right now, so we're really excited to have this here in Halifax. I love the baby pandas. They're so cute. My favorite colorful piece, I think, is the dragonfly. It's some of my favorite colors, and the one I really resonate with is the orangutan. Their special power is their very loud voice, and I think everyone who knows me would say that that's probably my superpower.
I'm ready now. Here we go.
This exhibit isn't just about cool Lego pieces, it's also about education. So you're learning a lot about the animals as you go around, and when you come to the deforestation, it showcases a leopard who leopards can really adapt to their surroundings, and in that way they're able to survive a lot more perilous places where other animals might not be able to. I think everyone's going to love this exhibit, especially kids, of course, but I think adults are going to love it too. I know a lot of Lego lovers in my life who can't wait to see all these pieces and how they get put together. So it's going to be great for kids, but the whole family is going to have a great time coming. So in the interactive component, you get to look at the world through different animals' lenses. So you see, they'll show you something through our own eyes, and then you get to look in these little lenses and see how a dragonfly would see it, how an animal who can't see colors would see it. Then you get to test your jumping and how far you can jump compared to the animals. You get to measure yourself up with Lego bricks to see how tall you'd be, and you get to build some Lego and have some fun making your own pieces. So we're here with this exhibit until May 3rd. So come down. We're open Wednesdays to Sundays, 9 to 4, and we'd love to see you. Come check out Lego.
That is so cool to look at.
Just watch where you step. You know,
Yeah.
those Lego pieces.
Yeah.
You'll feel bad.
Yeah.
I think I like the tree frog the most. Out of
Oh, yeah.
everything we saw
Oh,
there.
the tree frog. I really like the pandas, too.
Yeah, they're
I like
pretty
those billy goats behind her, also. I mean,
Yeah.
all of it was amazing to look at.
It really was. Weather conditions for today, not so amazing to look at. Went from rain in the morning hours still for parts of the region to a turnover to some flurries and some snow squalls. Winds have really picked up as we've gone through the afternoon. I guess the only good news is when it comes to the winds, as quick as they picked up, they're going to be diminishing as we make our way through tonight. We're looking at gray skies here over Devil's Island at the eastern passage of Nova Scotia. More in the forecast next.
Welcome back. Kaylin Mitchell joins us once again. Kaylin, my goodness, I was outside just for a short while today.
Yeah.
I nearly got blown away by the wind. Oh, my goodness. It was blustery.
Yeah, I was expecting the gustier winds. What kind of surprised me a little bit, though, was just how quick they picked up. Because it seemed like they went from, okay, it's a little bit blustery out to
like, hold on to your hat.
Yeah, hold on to your hat type winds in just a matter of about an hour or two. They are going to be diminishing as we make our way through tonight. That's the good news. It is going to be a bit of a colder night for the Maritimes, though, because of that west-northwest wind direction. We're looking out here at Killarney Lake in the Fredericton area of New Brunswick. Cloudy sky in the background as we look at our sunrise and sunset times. Hear the wind picking up a little bit there. Let's take a look at our weather systems map and talk about why those winds did pick up so much. And it's because the weather system that went through the Maritimes yesterday, remember, it mostly brought in rain, drizzle, and fog to much of the region, continued to pick up in strength as it made its way up towards Newfoundland. And that increased the pressure gradient in behind it, which is represented here by these white lines. Those are isobars, and you can see how they're packed really tight together across the Maritime region. That is what's driving the high and gusty winds. So let's take a look at a forecast here and see how the wind conditions are expected to improve as we head through tonight. Still high and gusty at this hour, especially moving up the Atlantic coastline of Nova Scotia into the east. Remember, there are some wind warnings currently in effect. By the time we get to around midnight, though, those wind gusts are expected to have diminished, coming down to the range for around 40 to 60 kilometers per hour, though the wind direction remains out of the northwest, so colder air still moving in. And then winds in the forecast for tomorrow in the afternoon become south and southwest. And this means that after a cold start to Saturday, temperatures are going to be moderating a fair bit into and through Saturday afternoon. In fact, many parts of the Maritimes will see temperatures return to the plus side of the scale. In the meantime, though, the other conditions that we're dealing with as these northwest winds are blowing through is some areas of flurries and snow squalls. And the snow squalls have picked up to become on the more intense side through central areas of Nova Scotia, including in around the Minas Basin, along the roads and highways extending from the Annapolis Valley in the Minas Basin area towards Halifax. And visibility is poor in some of these snow squalls, so you're driving through them. They will be improving as well. I would expect them to be around for at least the next 2, 3, maybe even 4 hours. But after that, conditions should be improving here as we head towards and after midnight. Taking a look at our things on forecast timeline for cloud cover and precipitation. We're also expecting to see some clearing as we move into the overnight hours. Again, temperatures cold, and then increasing cloudiness as we move through Saturday morning. And there's some snow in the forecast for Saturday. It'll be developing in western areas of New Brunswick and western areas of Nova Scotia as we go through the afternoon, with snow and flurries reaching other parts of the Maritimes as we head into Saturday evening and Saturday night. Temperatures will be milder in parts of Nova Scotia, so especially around Atlantic coastal counties of that province. There's a good chance that snow is going to mix with or turn over to some rain showers. Still, there is some accumulation expected in that snow on Saturday, and it could be as much as 5 to 10 centimeters around parts of the southwest of New Brunswick, maybe in around the Minas Basin area of Nova Scotia, up into the Cape Breton Highlands. The rest of the region, the potential of seeing some local snowfall amounts of around 1 to 5 centimeters. Low temperatures in the forecast for tonight around the Maritimes, quite cold. Headed down several degrees below the freezing mark in most cases, and down to the minus teens for New Brunswick, even as cold as minus 20 up in the northwest, in around the Edmundston area. And then in the forecast for tomorrow, high temperatures remain colder in northern areas of New Brunswick between minus 5 and minus 8. But other parts of the Maritimes see the high temperatures come up in a range of around a few degrees below to a few degrees above the freezing mark, including some of those temperatures I mentioned onto the plus side of the scale. In the forecast for Sunday, we're getting behind an area of low pressure. It's going to be a lot of cloud cover in behind it. There'll be some spotty flurries and showers around the region, and you can see temperatures, high temperatures that is, mostly in the range around minus 3 to plus 3, chilliest in the north of New Brunswick, a little bit milder for areas of Nova Scotia. Keep tabs on your forecast, though, Sunday night into Monday. There is a potential for more snow arriving into the Maritimes, especially for Nova Scotia and PEI. All right, let's take a look at our Weather Watcher for tonight. And tonight's Weather Watcher is coming in from 7-year-old Henry Walker from Dominion, Nova Scotia. Henry has sent us a drawing of a butterfly under a rainbow, created by, of course, a passing rain shower. Thank you, Henry. Weather Watchers can come in to CTV Weather Watchers, P.O. Box 1653, Halifax, Nova Scotia, B3J2Z4, or email kaylin.mitchell@bellmedia.ca. Maria.
Thank you very much, Kaylin. So the new connections area at Halifax Stanfield International Airport welcomes travelers to Canada while celebrating Mi'kmaq culture, too. CTV's Mike Lamb takes us to the newly expanded facility where creativity took flight.
Today, we officially opened our International Connections facility. It is a 2-phase project that we undertook several years ago. First phase being for travelers who are connecting on to other places in Canada. That connection process will be much simpler. You won't have to collect your bags. You will not have to go through security pre-board screening a second time. You'll continue on to your destination more quickly, which is an awesome strategic advantage for Halifax Airport. The second phase is the area that we're standing in today, which is the revamping of our arrivals facility. So if you're staying in Nova Scotia and in Canada, you will go through this big, new, beautiful space that we have launched, officially opening today.
I'm going to go up to the sky.
After consultation with the Mi'kmaq community, it really does give you a great sense of place of arriving in Mi'kma'ki, and we want to create that for those that are arriving into Canada for their first time.
Hello, bonjour, welcome to Canada.
The Mi'kmaq community have been here for generations. It really was important to us as an organization to ensure that there was a great sense of arriving in Mi'kma'ki.
So I'm very happy about display at the airport. I've been working all my life to have public art where, you know, more people we won't be invisible anymore. Stephen Francis did the floor here, and which is amazing. It's a collaboration, and the airport also. So I'm really happy to be a part of this.
When travelers arrive here, I want them to instantly see that they have arrived in Mi'kma'ki, and I want them to see that through not only the art that we have here, but the architectural finishes, the living green wall, the wonderful trees that we have, the stones, and to remember that as they're doing their journey through Nova Scotia.
Oh, what a welcoming space. Well done, everybody. Time for another break here on CTV News at 5. When we come back, though, there could be an app for that.
I'm Stephanie Seacoast in Halifax. Coming up on CTV News at 5, gluten-free living, how a university student is helping others who have been diagnosed with celiac disease. That's still ahead on CTV News at 5.
with Aaron and Peter.
We kicked off Passport to Paradise today, giving away 30 trips to beaches, Turks, and Caicos.
You're listening for your passwords every 2 hours from 6A to 6P weekdays.
Welcome back. A student at St. Mary's University has taken her celiac disease diagnosis and transformed it into a platform to help others. As CTV's Stephanie Seacos reports, she hopes to use her knowledge to create an app to support others navigating the disease.
Emma McGill is a busy university student, just months away from graduation.
I'm majoring in astrophysics and minoring in anthropology.
On top of school, a job, and keeping up with friends and family, McGill is also an entrepreneur. She created Gluten-Free Living.
It's supposed to act as a hub for people with celiac disease and gluten intolerances to find health information, tax resources, just things to help their everyday health and financial life.
McGill was diagnosed with celiac disease when she was 12.
My parents immediately just had to spend thousands of dollars and completely swap my diet.
According to Health Canada, as many as 400,000 Canadians live with celiac disease, a condition that causes adverse reactions and damage to the small intestine whenever gluten is consumed.
It's so much more intense than a lot of people realize, because some people think, oh, you just don't eat that one thing, not that big of a deal, or they treat it as like an allergy or intolerance, but actually it's something that can, even just a crumb can do significant damage to your body.
The idea of McGill's gluten-free living has been in the works for years, and she says she's just getting started.
Pretty soon I'm also looking to talk to restaurant owners about how they can make their spaces more safe for people in the celiac community, so there's less cross-contamination.
Eventually, she hopes to develop gluten-free living into an app.
I'm just kind of in the initial stages of starting to plan out what the app is going to look like. The app is the main business idea. In the meantime, I'm kind of trying to help people in as many ways as I can. So recently I've started with building gluten-free markets. So I've had 2 in the last year.
With more to come this year. Stephanie Seacos, CTV News, Halifax.
Amazing, making a difference. And this isn't her main gig. As she said, she's a university student studying astrophysics and anthropology. Smart lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for sharing. All right. In a nutshell, how's the weekend looking?
Oh boy, where to start? So obviously it's cold and windy right now. It's going to be a cold start to the weekend. Temperatures recover a little bit, but some snow and flurries to talk about, and then maybe a nor'easter Sunday night.
More on that at 6 with you and Todd. I'll see you Monday. Have a nice weekend, everyone. The national news is now.